I never wanted to be a comedian. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I'm the founder of the Sacramento Comedy Spot. I'm a comedian. I perform in shows, a couple times a week. I teach improv classes, but I never wanted to be a comedian. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for the job that I have, for the community that we've all created together, just all the great people I get to work with all the time, but I didn't know that's what I was going to be doing with my life. So this is the story of how I became a comedian. You really have to start way back when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be President of the United States of America. And then later on, I wanted to be an astronaut. And then later on, I wanted to be a lawyer. And then later on, I wanted to be Indiana Jones. I never thought about being a comedian. In fact, if you would have told me even like at 18 and said like, you're going to be running a comedy club someday, you're going to be performing on stage, no way. I went into college right after high school, and I went into Sac State as a business major with a plan of being a businessman. Like, that's it. I didn't really have a plan. It was just like, I'm going to be a businessman. I'm going to make a lot of money. And so I got into the business program, and I'm going to be honest with you, like, I was miserable. I didn't have any friends. I was alone a lot. I didn't really like what I was studying. I didn't really like a lot of my professors. There was a couple that I really liked. I was really miserable. My grades were just above passing. I felt really lost, but I kept going. Like, I figured if I just keep going, I'll get through this. I'll figure out what I really want to do in the business program, and then everything will be fine. And so that's what I did. I just kept going to school with my mediocre grades. And side note, this is important. I was always really bad at math in high school. And so when I got into college, I had to start at like the lowest math and then like work myself up semester by semester. But to take statistics, you had to like know math. So I took all these classes, and I finally enrolled in my statistics class, and I got in there, and it was super difficult, like right off the bat. I just felt like it was just tough. And I tried to keep up. I tried to ask the professor questions. This professor was kind of a no-nonsense professor. Like, he really didn't give you a lot of feedback or time. And I get it, like, I guess by that level, they think that you should know everything, but he was he was an asshole. He was kind of an asshole. I want to mention his name, Professor Siri. And I hated that class. And the more I asked for help and didn't really get it, made me not want to go to class, which made me understand less, which means he didn't want to help me if I'm not coming to class, which means my grades got worse. And finally, midway through the class, I said, forget it. I'm just going to end up with a terrible grade in this class anyway. Why am I wasting my time? I'll just drop, and then next semester I'll take the class, I'll pass it, and then that'll get rid of the F I'm going to get for taking this class. That's just a policy. You retake the class the next semester, and they take whatever grade is better. And I knew I would be able to pass it next time, so not a big deal. So finished out that semester, re-enrolled in statistics that next semester, made sure that the professor that was teaching it was not Professor Siri. So I go to class the first day, and I sit down, and in comes the same professor, Professor Siri. Walks in, and he explains that the professor that was supposed to be there went on sabbatical, and so he would be teaching the class. And I got up, walked out of class, and dropped out of college. Like, that one person, like, really confirmed to me that I shouldn't be a business major and I needed to get the heck out of there. So I just dropped out. That was it. It was wild. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I knew I was going to be a businessman. Well, what was I going to do with my life now? So I decided that I would just take the semester and like really try and read and think about what I wanted to do, and then enroll next semester, but pick a major that I felt a connection to. The hard part about all this is that I still lived at home, and the agreement was I could stay at home as long as I was in school. You know, so I had to tell my parents that I wasn't in school. So I sat my mom down and